Hey guys, I wanted to go through the steps to calculate the continuous bladder irrigation urine outputs. I know we touched on CBI, we talked about it, and you've got some a resource on your D2L site. However, being the math person that I am, I wanted to share this with you, and also share with you that I was in clinicals the other day, and we had a patient who had a three-way Foley catheter with continuous bladder irrigation, and it really struck me when his nurse said to me, and this is somebody, I don't know this nurse, this was our very first day on the unit, but his nurse said to me something to the effect of, I don't have any idea how I'm going to figure out what this guy's urine output is. So it really surprised me, and this is a practicing RN caring for this patient, and so I thought, gosh, you know, if she doesn't know how to do it, and she's out here taking care of patients, and you know, maybe they don't get them very often on their floor, but she's taking care of this patient and doesn't know how to calculate it. I want to make sure that my students know how to calculate that. I mean, it's really, when you break it down, it's really not that hard, but when you kind of look at it, it can seem a little bit overwhelming at first. So here goes. So just came up with a problem here. The nurse is caring for a patient with a CBI. At the beginning of the shift, she walks into the room and there's a bag of irrigation hanging there. It's got 1,875 milliliters of fluid in it, and that's left over from the last shift. So she knows that that hasn't been counted and it needs to be counted if it infuses. As it turns out, it does, because during the shift, she ends up hanging another 3-liter bag of irrigation. She empties the Foley several times, and I apologize to the guys for saying she, it's just a little bit easier. So she empties the Foley several times during the shift. She empties out 1,800, 1,250, 990, and 1,130 mLs during the shift. So at the end of the shift, she sees that there's still 250 milliliters of irrigation left to count, or still, you know, in the bag hanging up on the pole. So how much output should she document? And you know, you might look at that information and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know. How am I supposed to figure this out? So we break it down into 4 steps. Very easy. The first thing we want to do is figure out all the irrigation that's been hung. So the total amount that's been hung all together. So she had 1,875 at the start of the shift. She added another 3,000. So she's got a total hung of 4,875 of irrigant hung. Okay, step 2. We want to know how much is left over. So we have 4,875 total minus 250 left. And that leaves us with 4,625 total irrigation that's actually infused. All right, step 3, we're halfway there. Step 3, what is the total out, or the total output that has been emptied out of that Foley bag? So we have 1,800, 1,250, 990, and 1,130 out. And that's going to give us a total of 5,170 mils of total output. Last but not least, we need to subtract the irrigation from the output. So our total output was 5,170 minus 4,625. And that leaves us with 545. That's a little sloppy. Be nice if you could read that. Milliliters of total urine output. Okay, that wasn't too hard, right? All right, let me know if you have any questions. And otherwise, if you want some more problems, I can throw some more together, but if you feel good about it, then excellent. So, all right, have a good night.